Warning, anyone found vandalising these toilets will have their membership revoked immediately. Let me take you back to this time last year, before a single hammer had been swung here at Totnes House. This is Totnes House, and it's our mammoth restoration project. But up until last year, it was the Totnes Conservative Club, and it was the offices of the Conservative Party locally as well. And there's plenty of remnants of that throughout the building, and I thought I'd just show you some of those. Firstly, the colour of the outside. Obviously, Conservatives are blue, so it's all completely painted blue. But let me show you some of the stuff inside as well. Obviously, blue front door, got to be blue. We come in and what colour's the carpet? Blue. Up the stairs as well. Everything's blue in here. Blue carpet, blue walls, blue snooker table cover, just tons and tons of blue. The blue velvet, lots of blue velvet. Blue velvet bar, blue velvet seating, blue velvet chairs, blue behind the bar, even a blue notice board. Blue, blue, blue. And then in here, the back of the house, one of the things that I thought's a bit sad, so this was their meeting room, you'll see that there's one portrait left on the wall up here. And it's a portrait of Michael Howard. Then I saw all the hooks on the walls, and I think maybe there were Conservative Party leaders all over the walls, and before the club closed, everyone grabbed their favourite and took it away. You know, don't know what your politics are, but maybe Maggie was your hero, maybe you loved Boris, all those got taken away. But poor old Michael Howard was left on the wall all on his own. So I feel a bit sorry for him. Poor old Michael. Okay, so the first room that I want to show you in our Victorian renovation is the hallway, because I absolutely love this space. I think it's incredible and makes such an impression when you first come in. And there's lots of lovely details that are all kind of slightly scuppered by wires and rubbish that's been put on over the years. But these doorways, I think, are incredible. The staircase here, just the detailing on it, I absolutely love. There's some things like here, this has all been infilled, so we've just put in for listed building consent to take out that, so we kind of open things up again. Again, lovely doorways, but horrible fire doors in, so we want to take those out. Radiators, we've put in for listed building consent to take out these modern radiators and put in something that feels more appropriate for the time than cast iron radiators. So the downstairs of this building was all a Conservative club, and the upstairs was the local MP's offices. So obviously this rope was to keep the hoi polloi away from the MP, I imagine. So let me just show you upstairs as well. So this is a huge space. Like, I love these really, really tall ceilings, lots of lovely detailing, again, the nice doors. And one of the things that I really like is this little guy up here. And what I don't 100% know is exactly what he was. I think maybe some kind of little gas lamp. There's a little knob that turns, and his little sword even comes out, which I think kids are going to absolutely adore. But this space, I think, could be absolutely amazing. And one other little thing I want to show you over here is this was the actual intercom into the MP's offices. So we see Anthony Magnell MP, who was the MP for Totnes up until last year, 2024, when he lost his seat. Get out of my pub. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Anyway, this is the Jubilee bar currently. Obviously, you don't really need a bar in a family house, so this room will be changing quite a bit. What we'll be doing is taking out this bar, so all of this will come out. We're then going to be bricking up this bit of wall behind us here to create a distinct room. Obviously, fireplace will be staying. We've got some other lovely features that we want to try and enhance in this room. Over here, we've got this lovely doorway, but with a horrible fire door. So ultimately, the fire door will come out, but really try and enhance this doorway. And then one of the things I love about this room is all the sash windows. So great sash windows that all need to be restored, although they're in pretty good working order. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and then we're going to put another one in here because that building behind comes down. So we'll have a 5th sash window, and with the bar gone, this should be a really lovely family living room. So this room is going to become our kitchen dining room. When it was a Conservative club, this used to be one of the bars with a function room off the side here. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up this false ceiling. So we're going to take out this whole false ceiling and reveal the original Victorian vaulted ceiling. And if you have a quick look up here, you can see those black areas at the top there. They were originally glazing, so a whole section of patent glazing. And that would have made this room absolutely flooded with light. At the moment it's very dark and dingy. So that will bring a lot of light in. And then we also want to open up here. This function room goes, that's going to be demolished. That's a flat roofed extension that isn't part of the original building. So that goes, and this will become big open windows there. And that should bring lots of light in. Down this end will be our dining table and dining area. Up that end will be our kitchen. And then we also want to open up through here. So you'll see this archway. That's obviously a temporary stud wall, and we've seen from the original plans from the 70s that would have been a set of doors through down to the next room. So I think this could become a really lovely, huge room with vaulted ceilings, lots of light coming in, and a really lovely heart of the home room for us. So do follow us and see what we end up doing with this room. So this, obviously, is the snooker room in our Victorian Gentlemen's Club, which was then the Conservative Club, and is now our restoration project, which we're turning into a family home. So what we're going to do here is take out this huge false ceiling, which you'll have seen in an earlier reel. We established there was a vaulted ceiling above it, put some skylights in to bring light into this room, and then we're going to take out this false bit of wall here and open up this archway and put some doors in. And that's the original layout of this building. So we're going back to the original layout wherever we can do. And then we'll have some doors that come through. So we'll go from our kitchen diner in there into this room, which will be a kind of games room and den, but could also be used as a formal dining room. And then it really just needs a bit of a tarting up, take out the banquette seating, give it a paint, probably get rid of some of the blue paint. And then we've got a really lovely open space for the family. This is going to become our master bedroom. Now this room is what sold the house to Kate, my wife. So she absolutely loves the huge, huge windows and the light. So you've got north facing that way and east facing that way. But this room is just absolutely flooded with light from these huge arched windows with lovely sashes in them. We've got great features like this and the fireplace, which we love. Interestingly, this whole floor upstairs was the local MP's offices, so people might have come in here to meet with their MP, which is kind of quite a weird thing. But we've just got listed building consent in at the moment to put a door right through here. So we'll go through here and then come round. So you'll come out through here into a huge master ensuite bathroom. So it's going to have these same big, beautiful windows in here, big roll top bath, his and hers sinks, and I think this will then create a huge master suite that spans the whole front of the building here, which I think could be really cool. Okay, so one of the most ambitious projects that we're trying to do here is to demolish the whole of this bit behind me here, which was built in 1989, so 100 years after the building was built in 1889. And it's a horrible flat-roofed extension that was built very functionally as a function room for the Conservative Club. So this is inside that flat-roofed extension. This is that flat roof that you can see from the outside. This was built in 1989, 100 years after the house was originally built, as a function room. And then there's a kitchen through here as well. So we're getting rid of this, so losing all of this bit. And next door through there's a beer store. I think they had quite a lot of beer on tap here. So all of this stuff will go. And then this will become a lovely walled kitchen garden courtyard. And then here we will have big windows coming out onto this new courtyard. So this room behind will get a lot of light into it. And big windows here, and then all of this area will be a lovely private enclosed walled courtyard. So the conservation officer is really happy that we lose this building. He obviously wants to know all the detail that we've got to work through now to be able to work out how this wall looks as an exterior wall for the house, what the detail of the windows will be, all of that. We just don't need the space, and it makes the building look pretty horrible from the outside, and so we just want to literally tear the whole thing down. So do follow us to find out whether we get the planning permission to do it. Conservation officer seems to be on board, and then hopefully see the wrecking ball come in and tear this ugly monstrosity of a building down.